Hi, I'm Jacinta and you're watching 5 at 5, September the 11th. The Central Coast Marine Discovery Centre in Terrigal has received a $1 million upgrade, with the Deputy Premier John Barilaro visiting the centre on Wednesday. His visit became overshadowed, however, with the Deputy Premier opening a political can of worms when he threatened to pull the Nationals out of the coalition over new koala habitat protection measures. Barilaro said the party would no longer support the government legislation on the law which would make farmers responsible for protecting koala habitat on their properties.
Maybe I should stand there with JD McKay, form a new coalition, the Labor National Party coalition. Maybe that'll send a strong message to those weak Liberals.
And overnight, Premier Berejiklian made it clear that National Party MPs that sit on the crossbench could no longer serve as ministers in her cabinet, a move that is likely to cause some discord among the junior coalition partner. The Deputy Premier has since withdrawn his threat to join the crossbench. With the risks of a deepening recession, all levels of government have turned to infrastructure to bolster the local economy, and this has become evident right here on the coast. First cab off the rank this week, Wamberal and Terrigal Primary School have collectively received 25 flexible learning spaces, plus upgrades to the halls and their administration buildings. All classrooms are equipped with state-of-the-art digital technology, and the Minister for Education, Sarah Mitchell, was joined by Parliamentary Secretary for the Central Coast, Adam Crouch, for the openings.
Look, I just think it's great to see this sort of investment in education here on the Central Coast, and being not only here at Wamberal but heading to Terrigal, seeing these commitments turn into real live learning spaces, very innovative. I think it's great, and it's really important that for us as a government we're investing right over New South Wales, and seeing some much needed infrastructure money come into schools on the Central Coast is really exciting.
Early in the week, Coast Community News was invited to look at the progress of the $10 million refurbishments of the new Leagues Club field at Gosford, with plans to open in December.
We are really excited at the progress that we've had on the park. We announced that we were kicking off works late last year. We have made significant progress with a lot of the different features of the park. In the background here you can see the tidal terrace that's under construction at the moment.
The totems that have been done in conjunction with the Dark and Jung. Very short story, there are handprints being painted on there from school children from Chertsey Public School. The reason Chertsey was chosen is that every student at Chertsey is taught sign language, so obviously hands are a big part of communication, so we thought what a great school to take part in that.
Looking a little further north, more than 300 Bateau Bay residents have petitioned the National Parks and Wildlife Service in protest against a proposed fence along the boundary of the Warralong National Park. Residents say the fence would limit access to the popular coastal track between Bateau Bay Beach and Crackneck Lookout, suggesting that putting the money towards track repairs would be more beneficial. See the full story in this week's Chronicle or online. And as mentioned before, infrastructure is the theme of the times, so let's go to David for more detail.
Thanks, JC. Yes, construction is underway on a much-needed social housing development on Bean Street in Gosford, consisting of 21 one-bedroom and 20 two-bedroom units with secure basement parking. The project was among $4.7 billion worth of projects the government announced in June 2020 that would be given a fast-tracked assessment to generate economic activity in response to COVID-19. We went to the sod turning held yesterday to hear about what's in store.
This is a fantastic project. I'm so proud to be part of a government that was also able to fast-track the DA for this brilliant project, which is going to be delivering 41 units. It's a $15.3 million investment here on the Central Coast, with around 77 construction jobs being created.
You may remember last week we looked at the difficulty in reading the employment figures from the Central Coast, though one figure is clear, that youth unemployment has been stubbornly high across the coast for many years. Young people have now been hit particularly hard in these current circumstances, with reports that apprenticeships and traineeship numbers are taking a tumble over the last 6 months. We talked to Paula Martin of the New South Wales Business Chamber about this earlier this week.
So we've seen a dramatic drop in apprenticeship and traineeship sign-ups, and we are predicting that without further stimulus by all levels of government, we could see a potential 36% drop of apprentices and trainees in this region.
Be aware too that online scams are on the rise across the region, with several readers reporting a scam where a fraudulent text message purporting to be from the Australian Tax Office threatens arrest and cancellation of a person's tax file number. The ATO will never cancel a tax file number and never threatens arrest. More info on how to report these scams can be found on the government's Scam Watch website, which is scamwatch.gov.au. And Central Coast Newspapers is always searching out more green shoots as the area recovers. JC, local Sam Shearer and Reed Plummer are part of an entrepreneurial startup called Debris, which are making shoes from ocean plastic and car tyres. In fact, a Kickstarter campaign launched recently has already raised $26,000 with a goal to reach Australian $40,000 by next Wednesday. Here's an interview with Sam.
This all started over in Copenhagen in Denmark. Was founded by two of my very good friends who are actually Swedish and live in Copenhagen. I lived in Copenhagen last year for a year, and we thought of how we could make a sustainable shoe and maybe get a bit of plastic out of the ocean and make a good product out of it.
You've got a global Kickstarter campaign. You're trying to raise, I think, approximately 40,000 Australian dollars. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. We're at about 26,000 at the moment, so we've just crossed over 50%, and we've got 8 days left. So, and it's all or nothing Kickstarter. So if we don't raise the 40,000, then we don't get anything.
And remember that the Sustainable Industry Showcase is on next Friday and Saturday and features a series of local companies doing remarkable things in their sectors. Plate to Paddock is one such business making a real mark in the local food industry. We had a chat with Elizabeth Blick earlier this week.
Yeah, the segment that we're presenting on will be primarily about food waste, and there's a lot of food waste businesses on the coast, or food businesses on the coast that generate a lot of waste, and basically talking to them about what the options are and how we can do that far more sustainably.
Thanks, David. Pete Rush has done it again with his latest sculpture on Cochrane Lagoon at Mcmasters, paying tribute to the local author Nina Angelo. Don't Cry, Dance is Angelo's newest self-published book, telling the true account of her parents' story of survival and love during the Holocaust. Rush said he became fascinated by Angelo's story, deciding to use it as inspiration for his 16th sculpture.
Pete, here we are at Mcmasters Lagoon with your latest creation. It's something different. What's that all about?
This is a title of a book. The book is called Don't Cry, Dance, and it was written by Nina Angelo and self-published by her. And she was, the other day I was around at her place and she was just talking through the book, and I sat there for 4 hours on the couch just listening, just fascinated by this stuff. And then Nina says that because she's self-published, she doesn't have the PR she needs. So I love the title, really love the title. So I thought I'll put that out in the lagoon as a sculptor.
Minister for Women Marise Payne took time out of her constant global schedule of Zoom meetings to have lunch with a small group of women on the Central Coast today. Invited by local MP Lucy Wicks, Senator Payne, who is also Australia's Foreign Minister, heard how women working in community, business and government are coping with the fallout of COVID-19. She heard stories about the gendered impact of COVID, from homelessness and domestic violence to mental health and loss of business. The minister clearly enjoyed and appreciated the stories shared from the heart, saying it was one of her nicest days in a very difficult year. And now it's time to check on what's happening with sport and weather, so let's go to Hayley.
Thanks, JC. A little bit of history was made at Wyong Race Club over the weekend, with Rachel King becoming the first ever female jockey to claim the Wyong Cup in the 122nd running of the prestigious race. The talented rider made a clean sweep of both feature races as part of the 2020 Carlton Draft Wyong Gold Cup Day program, taking out $160,000 on the Richard and Michael Friedman trained Paths of Glory, and the $140,000 prize in the listed Bishop Collins Accountants Mona Lisa Stakes, riding a Sargio for Godolphin. The Central Coast Heart have maintained their unbeaten record in the Premier League netball competition this season with another win, this time over GWS Fury in their Round 8 encounter on Wednesday night. For the Opens team, it was the tightest match so far this season, but a huge fourth quarter performance saw them pull away and take the win 60-53. And now onto the weather, and it looks like that will be the last of the rain for at least over the weekend. Tomorrow will start off with areas of fog, but will be clearing into a mostly sunny day with tops of 21 in Gosford and 18 at the entrance. Winds north to northwesterly at 15 to 20 kilometres an hour will turn northeasterly, reaching 25 to 35 kilometres in the afternoon. Sunday will be partly cloudy with tops of 24 in Gosford with only light winds on the morning. Back to you, JC.
Thanks, Hayley. And it was RUOK Day yesterday, and the CEO of Coast Community Connections, Bruce Davis, is reminding coasties to reach out, check in and stay connected with those around you. More details on all these stories are available on our website, and remember to pick up a copy of this week's Coast Community News issue number 259 and Coast Community Chronicle 205. We leave you this week with a tune from the talented young local Sam Windley, whose song Neighbours in the Morning reached the top 6 out of 1,700 entries in the Triple J Unearthed High School competition. We are sure you will enjoy her tune as much as we do. Thanks for watching.
Make a cup of coffee, put on free to air, let yourself be swallowed up by your recliner chair. Take it, never leave it, pick up what they're putting down. 100 push-ups later.